2021 aspirants, why should you not worry? This H-1B temporary visa ban is only till December 2020. By the time you graduate, it's still far away. You'll be in 2023. And if you're a STEM student, you'll have another 3 years to use your STEM OPT. So it will be 2026 by the time, or 2025, 2026 by the time you even consider an H-1B. So you should not be bothered by this at all. So as I said, the OPT is untouched by this ban. So if you are a STEM student, you will have 3 years OPT. If you're a non-STEM student, you'll have 1 year OPT. So you have a lot to look forward to in terms of being able to work after you complete your degree without moving into an H-1B visa. So while this H-1B visa ban is short term, governments are doing this for a good reason. They want to protect, number one, their economies. A lot of their economies are struggling because of the pandemic. Number two, they want to protect the health of their people. For this reason, there has been an imposition of this ban to protect their people. So you have to understand that leaders are doing this to protect their own constituents, right? But there are people who are opposed to it because they believe that H-1B workers add a lot of value to the economy, which is true. They really advance science and technology in the various companies that they work in because they're so motivated to succeed, right? The CEO of the US Chamber of Commerce wrote a letter to President Trump stating concerns with the impact of the potential temporary ban on work visas. So if we stop bringing new high-skilled workers into the country, it may have a devastating effect on the advancement of science and technology, right? And also, US businesses, they depend on talent that international students bring, right? They really depend on talent that these international high-skilled workers bring in order to run their companies better, in order to advance the agendas of these companies economically, technologically, and also to maintain their marketplace, their superiority in the marketplace. So US really gains a competitive edge because of the high-skilled workers. And we expect this executive order will definitely be temporary because there are top Silicon Valley business leaders like Sundar Pichai, Jack Dorsey, and Elon Musk who have expressed disappointment with this temporary stay because they do see the value of high-skilled workers in all their companies. So this is what Sundar Pichai had to say. Immigration has contributed immensely to America's economic success, which is true. He himself is a fantastic example of how an immigrant has helped a company grow, and he has reached a top position within Google to prove that. Google, the company it is today, will not be what it is if it was not for immigrant workers. Disappointed by the proclamation, we will continue to stand with immigrants and work to expand opportunity for all. Right? Tim Cook, like Apple, this nation of immigrants has always found strength in our diversity. And US is a nation of immigrants from all over the world and hope in the enduring promise of the American dream. There is no new prosperity without both. Deeply disappointed with this proclamation. So they are all opposed to the visa ban. It will be a temporary measure as more and more companies will realize what they will miss if they are not able to hire new high-skilled workers. So while the economy is struggling and while the healthcare systems worldwide are under a lot of stress, such short-term measures have been taken. There is also a belief that Such measures will help contain the virus in some cases, but the virus has also rendered millions of unemployed workers. So clearly some governments are going to prioritize work for their own unemployed workers, which is seen as one of the measures of this presidential season, right? During this election season, it is seen as a measure to protect their own workers. We understand that some of these short-term measures are more targeted towards the election, is what some people say. And it will not be long-term because it is not sustainable, right? While it may help to alleviate some of the pressures because of the pandemic, either economic pressures or healthcare pressures, it may alleviate it. But in the long term, it's not sustainable because, number one, America has been a country of immigrants. Number two, the success of America has been the hard work and the innovation that immigrants bring in to become a part of that American dream, right? So it will definitely not last a very long time. Of course, a lot of it depends on how the pandemic comes to the pandemic recedes, right? As we see the pandemic receding, we will see some of these measures improving. So this is what President Trump has said. H-1B holders in the United States can rest assured that changes are coming soon and will bring both simplicity and certainty to your stay, including the potential path to citizenship. We want to encourage talented and highly skilled people to pursue career options in the USA. So this has always been the stance of this president, especially because in the past, at least in the last 20 years or so, this high-skilled visa category, H-1B visa category, has been a little bit abused by several companies to hire employees who are not necessarily what they would term high-skilled. So the idea is that the high-skilled visa category has to be for people who are truly high-skilled and cannot be replaced by anybody else in their own country. But rather, this visa category has been abused for some simpler positions like even web development and web designing, which can be outsourced to other countries, or it can be fortified with just internal skills, right? However, they have found that this is not happening, and this is why we are getting such a reaction from the White House. Reason 5, the US needs STEM graduates to remain competitive against China. And we believe that this pandemic, if anything else, has seen a lot of American companies, American policymakers, and American people in general turn against China, because the pandemic is seen as something that emerged in China. And if in the STEM sector especially, in order to be competitive, they will use Indian talent to be competitive against China. So we do believe that there is a lot of potential for our STEM students to capitalize on this healthy competition which will come out of the situation. International students bring in billions of dollars to the US economy, right? Most recent estimate was $39 billion. So universities are going to do what they can to bring students back to their campuses. They are going to try to make things, even though fall 2020 has been primarily online for many campuses, they are going to work to restore normalcy on their campuses, to have that vibrant student life thriving on their campus again. Because it is the mission of universities to teach and to do research, and they are going to do what they have to do to return to their mission, especially given the economics involved. It is in their best interest to do that as soon as possible and protect their students' interest. That said, they're also facing competition from other countries like Canada, where the cost of tuition is almost half of what you would expect in top US universities, right? So given the economic impact of international students, we will see that things are improving and shaping up nicely soon. But you need to keep an open mind and be optimistic in order to be able to realize those possibilities.